Chaos is just a few days away, and it is important for your hard-earned annulith that you decide whether or not you should pull for Chaos. Chaos is an S-class Lakshana character who uses the condensate arcs, and he is the second limited banner of the 1.1 patch. Chaos builds up crime charges on the enemies using his attacks, and he marks his targets with a little bit of a warrant effect whenever his skill or ultimate hits. He then unleashes his crime charges in order to deal massive amounts of damage. He receives buffs from the warrant effects, he receives buffs from Remora being active. There's a lot going on with Chaos, but he's pretty simple. He deals a lot of damage. We're going to get way more into his kit later on in our Chaos guide, but for now, should you pull Chaos? Alright, getting his cosmetics out of the way. His glider looks kind of like it's straight out of Batman. I'm pretty sure I've heard that take and I'm stealing that take from someone, but his glider's pretty cool. His vehicle skin, his livery, whatever it's called, it goes on the cheapest motorcycle. I like the color scheme, it looks pretty cool. And his 200 pull gotcha banner skin, I don't think it looks super great. I think it looks more like a Bond outfit, but that's just my opinion. Maybe you love it. It's just my opinion. Big updates though. You could toggle his mask on and off. We've all wanted it. I don't really care, but I said that they should do that and they did it. I'm gonna act like I'm the one who made that happen, so you're welcome. Alright, now before we get into the team comp members that I think you should be looking to have in order to get the most out of Chaos, I want to give a little bit of personal opinion here. Now there's two things. One, did you already pull on 1.0? Did you pull on Nonali? Did you pull on Hattori? You've probably got a pretty good single team comp out of those two if you already pulled on 1.0. And then on top of that, like even if you're free to play, you've got cheese. You've got your cheese comp. So, man, I hate that it's cheese and not chiz. I can't get over that. And then the second question, if you pulled on 1.0 and you pulled on Lacrimosa, you might want to consider skipping Chaos just because you've already got 4 total main DPSs. Nonali's a main DPS, Hattori's a sub DPS, but Nonali, Cheese, and Lacrimosa are all main DPSs. So if we add Chaos to that, that's a 4th, and you're starting to be overwhelmed in the DPS role. You've got way too many of them, so take that into consideration. If you didn't pull Nonali, you didn't pull Lacrimosa, you're probably kind of hurting for a main DPS, so consider pulling for him. So once you take those things into account, great. For me personally, I've pulled everyone thus far, but I'm not free to play, so I don't really have to worry about who I'm pulling and when, but Chaos doesn't really tickle my fancy too much, so I might be skipping him anyways. And here's why. We know who's coming in 1.2. We know we're getting Shinku, who looks like an absolute beast, and we know we're getting Eroi. It looks like it, and it's kind of like stereotyping here, but she looks like a support. I'm pretty confident she's going to be a support. What element is she? She's an anima unit. Who's going to work well with our Cosmos main DPS Shinku? An anima support. So those two, I feel like they're going to work really well together and they're going to be a really strong core of a team. And at that point, we're looking at having another main DPS. That would be a 5th if you pulled all the DPSs thus far. Like, it's a lot of DPS, not a lot of support. However, with Eroi, we're finally going to be getting a support, and I think it would behoove you to pull on the support banner. You got to get a support in here. They're going to last long. They're going to provide a lot of value. We need more supports. Eroi's coming soon. Now, personally, I favor Shinku's aesthetic to Chaos's. I think Shinku looks way cooler, so I'm going to be pulling for Shinku, and I'll probably be skipping Chaos because even though the collector in me kind of wants him, I can't have everyone. Even though I'm a light spender, I can't break the bank on this game, and if I'm not going to play the dude, I'm not going to pull for him. I do still get the opportunity to experiment with him a little bit here and there on the beta, so I will still have a guide coming for him, so you can look forward to that. But yeah, those are my personal opinions. I don't think that his doggo teleport is all that super useful. I don't think his fishing life skill is changing the game, and yeah, he does look like he's gonna be a bit of a boss killer, but I got Lacrimosa for that. I still got Nonali and Hattori, I still got Cheese, and coming soon I'm gonna have Shinku and Eroi. So sorry Chaos, I'll be skipping. Let's get into the team members that I recommend that you have for Chaos though. Alright, so in almost all of Chaos's team comps, you're going to want Esper Zero. No surprise, our instant cycle main character is a beast, and she's going to provide a ton of value in helping us get Remora off. Chaos deals more damage while Remora is active. It'll help us to get charge off, etc, etc. We know what Zero does, and she does it pretty well, so we're going to want Zero in there. Outside of Zero, we're going to want an Anima user, most likely. In most teams, I think we're going to run G1 if we can. If you have G1, bueno, very good. G1's great. She provides a little bit of burst. She provides some crowd control. Good stuff. If you don't have G1, I don't think you want to use Nanali, but Nanali is an option. Mint is also an option. She'll deal some sub DPS, but G1 is going to bring the most value right now. In the future, Arroy will probably fit in here better and provide more of a supporty role and be way more useful, but we're going to want an Anima user in most of our teams. So right now we're looking at having Chaos. We're going to use Skia to fill the role of Chaos, Esper Zero, and G1. And the last unit that I think you're going to want in almost every Chaos team, if you have her, she's going to be his premium partner in crime, just like Lacrimosa and Securities. We've got Chaos and Haether. Haether, our angel girl, is going to have the chance to shine here, duoing it up with Chaos. And why does she work so well? Mr. Niff, please tell us. Her first passive skill is a Remora enhancement that extends Remora's duration to 12 seconds, and it increases your crit rate by 10% when your allies are attacking a target affected by Remora. She just provides everything that Chaos wants, and it's really good. And of course, she does her own burst. She does her thing, so she works really well with Chaos. So pretending like Skia is Chaos and we have Haether in here, great. I think that this is a great charge Chaos team, but I don't know if it's going to be the best. We're going to continue to pretend like Skia is Chaos here. Let's pretend like G1 is Haether. Put a picture up over her. I think that another option instead of running a charge team would be throwing in a Haniel or a Sakiri or whomever you have to squeeze in. Haniel would be the preference, because if we get Haniel in here, then we are able to activate Stain. If we get Stain off, and we're focusing on dealing damage with Chaos, we could get Stain going, we could get Remora going during that basically 12-second window. We could call it 10 seconds. They're going to take so much increased damage. You're going to have increased crit rate, etc, etc. I think that Haniel could be a great option at the sacrifice of charge, but I don't really know how much Chaos is going to be benefiting from charge. So Haniel could be an excellent closing member to the team. You lose G1 and you lose the ability to get charge off, but I think that the Haniel, Esper Zero, Haether Chaos team might be super dominant, especially in boss fights where you just have enormous windows of damage, and I think that that will put in a ton of work. My closing thoughts: if you like Chaos, you should pull for him. That's basically how I'll close out all of these videos, but a little bit more valuable insight, I guess. Haether, super important to Chaos. Consider what units you're already using on your main team and whether or not you could sacrifice Esper Zero for a second team, or yada yada yada. Think about the units you already have. Think about the future of your account. If you like Chaos a lot, you should definitely pull for him. If you like him a little bit, but you just want to know if he's meta or not, I don't think that you should prioritize that just yet without taking a look at your account, what you already have, and where you plan on taking your account in the future, especially if you're free to play or a low spender. Look at 1.2's units. Consider whether or not you want that duo of Shinku and Arroy. I think that they're going to be awesome. So take those things into consideration before pulling for either Lacrimosa or Shinku or Chaos. And remember, we've got 3 days left on Lacrimosa. If I were to pick between the two of them, we know my answer. I A6'd Lacrimosa, but if I weren't being crazy and doing all that, I would probably still pull for Lacrimosa, especially if I could A1 her. First Awakening and her ability to unlock her A6 is game changing, and it's been super fun to play with. She's a beast. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you plan on pulling for Chaos. Was it because you could toggle his mask on and off that you changed your mind on Chaos? I don't know, man. He's cooler than I thought he'd be. His animations look way cooler than I expected. Chaos is a neat boy. I don't think I'll be pulling for him though. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below, are you pulling for him? Like the video if you had a good time hanging out and listening to me yap, and subscribe for future Neverness to Everness content. Anime Expo is coming in a little under 2 weeks, so let me know if you're going to that, because I'll be there. So yeah, see you guys in a future video. Peace.